Hey, welcome to Korppi, a way for you to generate highly personalized emails that sell. I'm going to give you a quick run through of the features we have so you can get sending. First thing you want to do is add an inbox to Korppi. First we'll go to settings in the top right, which is where we'll find everything to do with our account, from sending the signature to billing. We'll see here I have 46 inboxes connected. I can add more by clicking on this login button. This allows me to sign in with OAuth 2 for Microsoft accounts, app passwords for Google, and any third-party SMTP provider. Once added, the inbox will show up in this list. We can check the warming settings. In this case, we're not warming. If we wanted to start warming, we could just flick the switch and press save. Then the inbox will begin warming automatically. Let's create a service. Service is how we learn about your product and use it to generate emails. First, we fill out the challenge, which is what is the challenge the customer is currently facing? The remedy, which is what is your service doing to remedy the challenge? And finally, the consequence. What is the consequence to the customer if they choose not to buy your service or product? Whilst we're here, you can see we have generation, verification tokens, and contacts active. Let's look at generation tokens. So one generation token is used whenever an email is generated within the campaign. A verification token is used whenever a prospect is verified via Million Verifier. Contacts active are how many contacts you currently have active within your campaigns. You're able to buy more at any point by contacting us, and also upgrade your package, which will result in more contacts active, more verification tokens, and more generation tokens. Next, we'll move on to the email generator. This is where you can test different prompts and save them to be used in your campaign. Let's make one now. Here, we're looking at the goal of the email to be book a meeting. Next, we need to add a template. The template is your way of outlining what the AI should say. Here's one I made earlier. And as you can see, it's quite brief, but it kind of guides the AI to then make the correct email. Next, we'll add the cutoff word. The cutoff word is where you want the email to stop before adding your signature. Now we'll add the tones. Let's be professional, but somewhat casual. And we'll set these as we go up, and that will affect the tone of the email. Now we generate the email, and we can use this later by saving as a template, and we can load them at any point. So we can load one I made earlier here as well. Now you're ready to start creating a campaign. First, we'll click on the sending looking button on the left, and you'll see all your campaigns. Here are a few I already have. We can see here, for example, that we've sent emails, and we can see that we have a reply. We can also see that if I included tracking pixels, we'll be able to see the opened and average open count for this campaign. So let's create a campaign. First, we need to add a name, and then we need to select the product that we're making this for. Now we need to import our contacts. You're able to upload a CSV as long as they contain these columns: first name, last name, title, email, company name, and the prospect LinkedIn URL are the only columns that we 100% need to get you generating. Here we'll upload, and we can map them together. So first name to first name, last name to last name, title to title, company name to company name, email to email, and prospect LinkedIn URL to prospect LinkedIn URL. And we'll submit the mappings here, and we'll be able to see both of our contacts are in the campaign. Now we'll click next. You will be brought up an option to validate the emails using Million Verifier. These will use the tokens that we discussed earlier. You can also omit already contacted contacts. Say for example, you have a large list, and some of those people might have existed before in previous campaigns, and you don't want to contact them again. You can do that. Now we move on to the flow, where we can create the steps in the campaign that each prospect will follow. It could be a mix of generated emails and template emails, purely generated or purely template. Let's put something together here. Here in this generated email, we'll take the prompt I made earlier. This will use the prospect's LinkedIn data when actually generating, but here is the example of how they will look with some variants. Over here on the right, we have a fallback template. This is for prospects who may have an old LinkedIn link, or their LinkedIn account is since private, so we're not able to access that public data. The subject line is used for both fallback and generated. Let's add some stuff to this by using these buttons. Now we've added things, all we have to do is click save. This template node is just as you expect a standard template to work, and the interface works the exact same as the fallback template. We can add as many nodes as we want, and we can connect them up like this. And we can delete them if we don't feel like using them and reconnect as we expect. If we have a good flow and we want to reuse it or make iterations on it, we can load the template here from the bottom and save it here too as well. This allows for easy A/B testing. Now we'll move on to the schedule. Let's do something brief where we only send on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and the email accounts we're going to use are these two email accounts. That looks good, so we'll click next. Now we move on to the settings. We can set the daily sending limits. I recommend each inbox to send only 20 per day, which is why it turns green. In the yellow area, that's between 20 and 35. It's okay, but you should really do better with 20. And then here at 35 plus, it turns red. We don't recommend it. These next settings will dictate what goes into the email. You can enable tracking pixels if you wish, but it's not recommended. You can also add an unsubscribe link if you wish, but also not recommended. For the best deliverability, we here at Korppi recommend plain text, no HTML. Now we have this campaign here called demo, and all we have to do is activate it and it's ready to go. Once you start getting replies, you can then view them in our AI inbox, which auto sorts the replies based on what the response was. From there, you can carry on the sales process with interested prospects. This should start you off with Korppi. There is a lot of depth that couldn't quite be covered in this video. However, there will be resources on our website to learn more, and you can book a meeting through the website or the app at any point right here.